Good morning, class. Today in math, we will be working on lesson 3.3 in your GoMath textbook. So if you haven't already, you need to tear out pages 151 and 153. If you need to go do this, stop the video and press play when you return. All right, so lesson 3.3 is on skip counting on a number line. Okay, we've done equal groups with skip counting, repeated addition. Now we're going to skip count down a number line. Our essential question is, how can you use a number line to skip count and find how many in all? All right, so let's unlock the problem. Caleb wants to make 3 balls of yarn for his cat to play with. He uses 6 feet of yarn to make each ball. Remember, each is a clue word for multiplication. How many feet of yarn does Caleb need in all? Okay, so first of all, how many equal groups of yarn will Caleb make? Well, the groups are the larger item, the 3 balls. So it'll be 3 equal groups. How many feet of yarn will be in each group? 6 feet. What do you need to find? Well, we need to find how many feet of yarn Caleb needs. Okay. Use a number line to skip count or to count equal groups. How many feet of yarn does Caleb need for each ball? Okay, well, we know that he will need 6 feet for each ball, right? How many equal lengths of yarn does he need? Well, when you think about it, how many equal lengths does he need? Those are your groups, okay? So he needs 3 lengths because he wants to make 3 balls, and it's 3 equal groups. Begin at 0, skip count by 6s by drawing jumps on the number line. Okay, so we start at 0. I like to call these my lily pads that I'm drawing, and our jumps is like we're frogs and we're jumping from lily pad to lily pad, right? Okay, so we don't want to go ahead and draw our jumps and then get it wrong since it's our first time doing it. So let's go ahead and draw our lily pads. So I've got 0. I know I'm jumping by 6 because I'm skip counting by 6. So 0, then I'm going to go to 6. If you're not good at skip counting by 6, you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next one would be 12. Now, this is 3 lily pads, but that first one's 0. That's where we started. We need to have 3 jumps, right? Because we need 3 balls of yarn or 3 lengths. So that means we need to have another jump. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would land us on 18. Now that we have our lily pads drawn on and they are showing skip counting by 6, we can do our jumps. So just like a little frog, we're going to jump from lily pad to lily pad. So we start at 0, we jump to 6, 12, that's a very good jump, and 18. There we go. Okay. So how many jumps did we make? Well, we jumped 1, 2, 3 times. So 3 jumps. We're good mathematicians. We always label our answers. How long is each jump? So how long was each jump? Well, each jump was 6 feet long. All right, so now it's saying multiply 3 times 6. Well, you're saying to me, Mrs. Rankin, I don't know how to multiply yet. I know, but I'm going to show you how the multiplication sentence lines up with your number line and your jumps, because you already know your answer. It's where you landed. Okay? Here's something that's very, very important. Okay? Remember when we did groups of, and I told you that the order of your multiplication sentence matters when it's going with a picture, when you're representing it with a picture. Same as here. Your number line is your picture. This multiplication sentence needs to represent this number line. So the order that you write these numbers matters. Okay? So the way that we do this, you learned the other day that it would be 3 groups of. Okay, the multiplication sign would be groups of. Today, the multiplication sign is going to be jumps of. So 3 jumps of 6. So that means there's 3 jumps of, how long are they? 6. So 3 times 6 is the same as saying 3 jumps of 6. Okay? Now, if this said 6 times 3, it would be incorrect because this number line is not demonstrating 6 times 3. If the problem was 6 times 3, my number line would look very different. Let me actually grab another color and I will show you. All right, so let's say I wanted to show 6 times 3. So 6 times 3. I've got brown for this one. That's the same as saying 6 jumps of 3. Now, 3 jumps of 6 is the orange, right? This number line is not showing us 6 jumps. There's not 6 jumps. So that's why if you wrote 6 times 3, it would be wrong. Because this is showing us 3 times 6. So I'm going to use my brown marker on the same number line, and I'm going to show you what 6 times 3 would look like. So with 6 times 3, we're going to jump 6 times 3 long. So that means I'm now going to skip count by 3s. I have a lot more lily pads because I am jumping twice as much. 3 times 6, I'm only jumping 3 times. 1, 2, 3 jumps. 6 times 3, I have to jump 6 times. That is way different. So this is what it would look like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you might say, oh, but it landed on the same number. It sure did. But look at how much different that is. The brown frog had to jump 6 times to get to 18. The orange frog only had to jump 3 times to get to 18. And he jumped much further. Completely different. Okay? I just need to make sure that you understand that the order of the multiplication sentence matters. Okay? So 6 times 3 is 6 jumps of 3. 3 times 6 is 3 jumps of 6. 3 jumps, 6 long. And that lands on 18. So that means 3 times 6 is 18. So that's how we use a number line and skip counting to answer a multiplication sentence. So Caleb needs 18 feet of yarn in all. Okay, flip it over. Let's do some practice. Okay, here we go. Skip count by drawing jumps on the number line. Find how many in 5 jumps of 4. Then write the product. So remember, product is the answer to a multiplication sentence. So 5 jumps of 4. Whenever you read that, you should automatically see in your head 5 jumps of 4. 5 times 4. Okay? Think, 1 jump of 4 shows 1 group of 4. So before you even get confused, break it down. Remind yourself, if you read this phrase and it says 5 jumps, you know you're going to jump 5 times. 5. 5 times. 5 jumps. How long is each jump? 4. So we're skip counting by 4. 5 jumps that are 4 long. So I'm going to jump 5 times while skip counting by 4. Same when you look at a multiplication problem. 5 times 4. 5 jumps of 4. So I know I'm going to jump 5 times while skip counting by 4. Okay. Now, first thing is I'm going to go in and draw my lily pads for skip counting by 4, right? They did the first one for you. So there's 4. Okay. So that's 1 jump. And then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many jumps is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I've got my lily pads out. Now I'm going to do my 5 jumps. They told me 5 jumps. And my jumps are 4 long because I skip counted by 4s. So I'm going to start at 0 and I'm going to jump to 4. Then I'm going to jump to 8. It's easy to jump if you've already drawn your lily pads. Okay. And I land on 20 and I'm going to circle where I landed because that is my answer. All right. So that tells me that 5 jumps of 4 is 20, or 5 times 4 is 20. Okay? Now, these next two are going to show you the difference again when the order is changed. All right? So, 3 groups of 8. So that means I'm going to have 3 jumps that are 8 long. So 3 jumps that are 8 long because I'm doing 3 jumps of 8. 3 times 8. So I'm going to jump 3 times while I skip count by 8. So let's do our lily pads. Start at 0. We're doing 8. Okay. Each one is 8 long, so I need to skip count by 8. So my first jump should land on 8. Okay, let's keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1 jump, 2 jump. I'm not done because I need 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I need to jump 3 times. So let's draw our jumps. 1, 2, 3. 3 jumps of 8. So I'm going to check it. I jumped 3 times. Each jump was 8 long. And I'm going to circle where I landed because that tells me that 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, so I'm going to grab my other color and let's show what doing the opposite will give us. 8 groups of 3. Remember, the order matters. It's going to look different. The answer won't change, but the way that it's represented on the number line will be different, okay? So 8 groups of 3 tells me I'm going to jump 8 times. So that means I'm going to have 8 jumps that are 3 long, right? Because 8 jumps of 3, or 8 times 3, tells me I'm going to have 8 jumps while skip counting by 3. So let's do our lily pads. Your first one would land on 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Before I keep going, I'm going to check my jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 8 jumps, so I'm going to keep going. 18, 21, 24. Let's check it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's draw those 8 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I also land on 24, which tells me that 8 times 3, or 8 jumps of 3, equals 24. Now, yes, these have the same answer, but this should show you how drastically different these two number lines are, and why it matters the number or the order that you write your multiplication sentence in. 3 times 8 looks like this. 8 times 3 looks like this. They are completely different on a number line, so the order does matter. All right. Now, number 4, it is done for you, and we have to figure out what is the multiplication sentence that goes with this. Okay, so first of all, I can see how many jumps are there. There's 2. So 2 jumps of, now what are they skip counting by, or how big are the jumps? 0 to 9. So that means they're skip counting by 9. 2 jumps of 9. 1, 2. They're 9 long. And where did they land? On 18. So that tells me that 2 times 9 is 18. All right, grab page 153. Now, it says draw jumps on the number line to show equal groups, which is what we just did. I'm going to wait a minute, and I want you to go ahead and do number 5. Only number 5. Do number 5. Okay, if you're not finished with number 5, then go ahead and pause the video and come back when you're finished. On number 5, it's asking us to draw jumps on the number line to show 6 groups of 4. So that's 6 jumps of 4, right? So I know I'm going to jump 6 times, 6 jumps. And I know each jump is going to be 4 long, right? 6 jumps of 4 looks like this, 6 times 4. So 6 jumps of 4 means I'm going to jump 6 times while skip counting by 4. So I need to go ahead and draw my lily pads that show skip counting by 4. So I've got 0, that's where we start. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say, for instance, you weren't sure when to stop. You could go ahead and skip count lily pads all the way down if you wanted to, if that was more helpful for you. Okay, so I went all the way to the end. I don't know how many jumps that is. But now I can go ahead and start jumping through my lily pads, and I know to only jump 6 times. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. It took the whole thing. So I'm going to circle the number where I landed. Okay. So now my number line is representative of 6 times 4, or 6 jumps of 4. I landed on 24, so that means 6 times 4 equals 24. Go ahead and do number 6. 7 groups of 3. All right, if you're not finished with number 6, go ahead and pause the video and come back when you're finished. 7 groups of 3, so that means we're going to jump 7 times, so 7 jumps, and they're going to be 3 long each. Okay. This is also written as 7 times 3, 7 jumps of 3. So 7 jumps that are showing skip counting by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and skip count my whole line by 3. So first lily pad, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. All right, so my lily pads are showing skip counting by 3. So now we need to draw 7 jumps on those lily pads. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I didn't have to go all the way to the last lily pad. So I'm going to circle the one I landed on. I jumped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Okay, so you can see the 7 jumps. Each jump was 3 long, so 7 jumps while skip counting by 3. 7 times 3 equals 21. Okay, so now we're going to take what we've learned with equal groups, repeated addition, and skip counting, and we're going to solve some word problems. Now, I'm going to be working on my whiteboard. You might want to go grab your own whiteboard or grab your math journal. Pause the video if you need to. Number 7. Sam, Kyra, Tia, and Abigail each, that's multiplication, have 10 pennies. How many pennies do they have in all? Okay, so let me switch to my whiteboard. I don't know if I can show you the problem at the same time. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about what we're trying to figure out. So we have Sam, Kyra, Tia, and Abigail, and they each have 10 pennies. So let's draw pictures. Guys, that's the easiest thing to do, okay? So I'm going to draw a circle, for each person. So this is Sam, okay? Kyra, Tia, and Abigail, right? So each circle represents a person, because guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 girls. They each have 10 pennies. That means 4 groups. So how many is going to be in each group? 10. Good. So each group is going to have 10. You could draw 10 dots, 10 lines. You can even write the number 10. It doesn't matter, however you want to draw your picture to help you. So I know this is Sam, this is Kyra, this is, let me move this down so you can see. There we go. This is Tia, and this is Abigail, okay? So when I draw a picture, it's really easy to see that I'm going to just skip count by tens, okay? So 10, 20, 30, 40, easy. So that's how many they have in all. But let's think about this as in terms of writing a multiplication sentence to go with our picture, okay? 4 groups with 10 in each. So doesn't that mean it's 4 groups of 10? It does. So this is actually showing us 4 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 10. And how many does that total class? 10, 20, 30, 40. 40. Am I finished? No, I need a label. Go back to your question. What are we talking about? How many pennies? Am I going to write 40 cents? No, it doesn't ask me how much money. It says how many pennies. Your label has to be pennies because that's what the question specifies. 40 pennies. All right. None of you should be solving these word problems in your head. We are not there yet. Okay, one day you'll have all your multiplication facts memorized, but as of right now, you do not. So you should be representing them with a picture or a number line. Let's skip down to number 9 because that's what I can see with my whiteboard here. Ashley digs 7 holes. She puts 2 seeds in each hole. That's multiplication. She has 3 seeds left over. How many seeds are there in all? So the first thing that I have to do is figure out how many seeds are in the holes, right? Once I know how many seeds are in the holes, then I can figure out how many seeds in all. So Ashley dug 7 holes, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my 7 holes. Can you see that? There we go. So those are the 7 holes that she dug, right? She put 2 seeds in each hole. So let's draw the 2 seeds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, so to find the total number of seeds that are in the holes, we could either skip count by 2s, or you could use repeated addition, right? Now, let's look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So I know that the 7 holes altogether have 14 seeds. Am I finished? No. Go back to your problem. She has 3 seeds left over. So if she has 3 seeds left over, those need to be included in the total number of seeds. So it'll be 14 plus 3. Those are the 3 seeds that she has left over. So 14 plus 3 equals 17. Okay, good. Now, if I wanted to write this in a multiplication sentence, it's going to look a little different than what we've learned, and it's past what you're ready to do right now, but I'm going to do it just to show it to you. So I have 7 groups of 2, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that multiplication sentence. 7 groups of 2 means 7 times 2, right? And that's how we got our answer of 14, okay? But we weren't done that yet. So then we had to do 14 plus 3, which gets us 17. And you should be already going up back into the problem to look for your label, because we always have a label. So when you go back up into the problem, what are we talking about? How many seeds? 17 seeds. Okay? Okay, let's keep going on this side and do number 11 while I have my whiteboard here, and then we'll switch sides. So a band marches in rows of 5. Okay? Each row, there's our multiplication clue word, has 6 people. There are 4 people who carry flags. How many people are in the marching band? Oh boy. So this is going to be similar to what we just did. Okay. So I'm going to draw my groups. Okay. So each row is going to be a group, right? So let's say this is, I'm going to try to draw it where it can fit on the screen. So a band marches in rows of 5. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5 rows. Yeah? Good. Now each row has 6 people in it. So I need to represent those 6 people. Okay? So let's draw circles like it's their faces. So each row has 6. So I need 6 in each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, there's a couple different ways we can find this total, right? The first way is that we could skip count by 6s. Okay, that's kind of hard for some people. I have taught you that you can half it and skip count by 3 twice, because that will give you the same amount, because half of 6 is 3. The other thing you could do is you could do repeated addition. All right, so let's go ahead and skip count by 6s, and we'll do it by 3s double. Okay, for those of you that might have a harder time skip counting by 6. So here we go. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, what's 3? 21, 24, 27, 30. Okay, so right now I know that, I got to move my paper up so you can see it. Oops. Right now I know that 5 groups of 6 equals 30. But am I done? There are 4 people who carry flags. So they're in the marching band. They're just carrying flags. Okay, so let's say these people over here. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 people on the side. We need to include them. We need to add them in. So just like we did up here, we're going to take our total from our groups, 30. We're going to add in the 4 people carrying the flags on the side. And that gives us a total of 34. 34 what? Go back to your question. How many people? 34 people. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to erase my board and move my paper over so we can look at the other side. Okay, let's look at number 8. Oh, Eddie. That's the name of my oldest cat. Here we go. Eddie bought snacks for a picnic. Well, my cat can't buy snacks, but he has 3 bags of snacks. Each, there's your multiplication clue word, bag has 4 snacks. How many snacks does Eddie have in all? Now, all you have to do is think about this as if you were reading a story and there was a picture to go with the story. So if you were reading a story and it said that Eddie has 3 bags of snacks, then the picture is going to show Eddie and it's going to show 1, 2, 3 bags of snacks, right? So when you read these, don't get overly confused. You can use this information just like how information is illustrated in a story in a book. All right, so we've got Eddie's 3 bags of snacks, correct? Now, how many snacks are in each bag? Well, each bag has 4 snacks. So let's go ahead and make some marks. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 3 groups with 4 in each. Okay? So I'm going to write that as 3 groups of 4. Now I need to find this total. How am I going to find this total? Well, I could do repeated addition, which repeated addition would be 4 plus 4 plus 4, right? Because there's 4 in each. 4 plus 4 plus 4. And that would get us 12. But I could also skip count. You might say, well, skip counting by 4s is hard. But half of 4 is 2. And skip counting by 2s is really easy. So if half of 4 is 2, I could skip count by 2 twice and get the same amount. So I could say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Boom. There's my total. 3 groups of 4, or 3 times 4 equals 12. 12 what? Go to your question. How many snacks? 12 snacks. All right. Erase. We are writing the multiplication sentence to go with these, but we are definitely not multiplying yet. Okay? We are skip counting. We are using repeated addition. So don't try to guess at what these answers are. All right. 2 more. Carla puts 8 pictures on each page. So 8 pictures on each page. Each is a multiplication clue of a photo album. She fills 3 pages. She has 5 pictures left. How many pictures does she have? Okay, so this is a multi-step problem. We need to solve it 1 step at a time. Okay? So first of all, think of a photo album. Okay, it says that she has 8 pictures on each page. Okay, how many pages did she fill? 3. She fills 3 pages. Let's start by drawing those 3 pages. So here's page 1, here's page 2, and here's page 3. Okay, so there's my 3 pages, right? Okay, now on these 3 pages that she filled, how many did she put on each page? Go back to your problem. Carla puts 8 pictures on each page. Okay, so I need to show 8 pictures on each page. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, each page has 8 photos on it, right? Good. Now, we need to find out how much is that. Well, I could skip count by 8, Or I could do repeated addition. 8 plus 8 plus 8, right? So what's 8 plus 8? 16. Okay. Well, you might say, well, I can't do that in my head. So these equal 16, right? So then just add 16 and 8. Okay, 6 plus 8 is 14. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this totals 24. Okay? This does not mean you don't know how to do the math. This is you being a good mathematician and working out every part and not guessing. Okay? Seeing these kinds of things on a student's paper or in their work makes me so happy. Okay, so I know these 3 pages equal 24 pictures. Am I done though? Think about it. Am I finished? Let's go back and check our problem. All right, she puts 8 pictures on each page. She fills 3 pages. Got that, 24. She has 5 pictures left. Oh, okay. Well, hang on. We need to add on to this. So, we need to take our 24 and we need to add the 5 pictures she has left. Let me try to move that up. There we go. So 4 plus 5 is 9. So it's 29. Okay. Now, how am I going to show this? How am I going to write this out? Well, let's do our groups first. How many groups did we have? 3. So I had 3 groups of, how many in each group? 8. And how much did that total? 24. Then what did we do? Then we did 24 plus 5. And what did that equal? 29. Okay, good. So now it's 29. Okay, but 29 what? How many pictures? So 29 pictures is our final answer. Okay? All right, erase the board. We have one more problem. Okay. Are you ready? You should be ready. We can do this. Okay, here we go. In Mr. Gupta's classroom, there are 4 rows of desks. Each, that's multiplication, row has 6 desks. Mrs. Lowe's classroom has 3 rows of 9 desks. How many desks are in Mr. Gupta's and Mrs. Lowe's classrooms? I see another clue word, and that means I'm going to add. All right, so we've got to do 3 steps. So I hope you're ready. First, Mr. Gupta. We need to find out how many desks are in Mr. Gupta's class, okay? Let's look at the information they gave us about Mr. Gupta's classroom. There are 4 rows with 6 in each. So let's draw those 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that's Mr. Gupta's class, right? How many desks are in each row in his class? Try to move this down. There you go. There are 6. So Mr. Gupta's classroom has 4 rows. Each row has 6 desks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Nope, we're not done. Just kidding. We're done drawing it, but we have to solve it. So we have two choices here. We can either skip count by sixes, which we know that we can do threes double, or we can use repeated addition. Okay, so repeated addition would be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, right? And you could combine those. 6 and 6 is 12. 6 and 6 is 12. 12 plus 12 is, I don't know why I wrote a 5 there. 24, sorry. 24. If I skip counted, it would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Or if you're really unsure and you want to be 100% sure of your answer, you can sit and count every single dot. Okay, so Mr. Gupta's class has 24, right? Okay, I'm going to have to erase. So I'm going to go ahead and write down his class. So in his class, I have 4 groups of 6, which equals 24. That's Mr. Gupta. I had to write it down so I can erase it. All right, then I've got Mrs. Lowe's class. So let's look at her class. Mrs. Lowe's classroom has 3 rows. So 1, 2, 3. How many in each row in her class? 3 rows of 9 desks. So 9 in each. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We can skip count by nines. We could do repeated addition of nines. You could sit and count all the dots. Your choice. I'm going to use repeated addition. 9 plus 9 is 18. What's 18 plus 9? Well, if you don't know, you can write it off to the side. 8 plus 9 is 17. So 18 plus 9 is 27. So Mrs. Lowe's classroom has 27 desks. So we're going to write that down too, right? So her classroom is 3 groups of 9, which equals 27. Now, am I finished? No, 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 I'm not. We have another step. So again, I'm going to erase. I wrote down my information so I didn't forget it. And to show my work, you always want to show what you did. The question says, how many desks are in Mr. Gupta's and Mrs. Lowe's classroom? So how many desks are in Mr. Gupta's class? Well, we found out there's 24. How many desks are in Mrs. Lowe's classrooms? 27. Our clue word "and" says we want to add them together. 4 plus 7 is 11. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So all together they have 51. Now let's write this down so we show our work because we are good mathematicians, okay? And we did it on a whiteboard, which means whoever looks at our paper can't see that. So let's show the last step we took. We said 24 plus 27 equals 51. 51 what? How many desks? 51 desks.